Hi, my name is Elaine Roji and I'll be using Monroe's motivated sequence.
Hi, my name is Roji.
Hi, my name is Simi.
Tired, overworked, and stressed, a student wakes up on a Saturday buried in assignments. A day meant for rest is spent catching up on the week's demands. Now imagine if Saturday were actually just Friday. With rising student stress and unrealistic academic pressure, our school system needs to change. One powerful solution is a 4-day school week. After researching schools that have made this switch, I have seen how this change can truly support student mental health. Today, I will explain why this shift matters. First, we'll look at how a 5-day week harms students. Then, we'll explore how a 4-day week helps mental health. Finally, we'll imagine how this can improve your life. Let's begin by looking at our current reality that many students face. According to the CDC, as recently as 2023, 40% of students reported persistent feelings of sadness and hopelessness. And for many, school stress is a leading cause. Now, let's break that down a bit. Students today are juggling not only schoolwork, but also sports, part-time jobs, family responsibilities, and the constant pressure to succeed. And this intense schedule has consequences. According to a 2023 study published by Frontiers in Psychology, students are under constant pressure in a school week, experience higher anxiety levels, worse sleep, and emotional exhaustion. Speaking of sleep, it's not something students are getting enough of. The Sleep Foundation reports that 70% of high school students don't get enough rest on school nights. That's not a small issue. Lack of sleep impacts more than just mood. It affects attention, memory, processing speed, and creativity. But it gets even more serious. According to the American Psychological Association, chronic stress and sleep deprivation can hurt every major system in the body, from your cardiovascular health to your immune functions. Clearly, the current school structure is taking a toll on students. So what can be done? One powerful alternative is already in practice, which is the 4-day school week. Instead of shrinking academic time, schools that use this model simply extend each school day slightly, preserving instructional hours. And it's not just an idea, it's already happening. According to Education Week, more than 1,600 districts in the US have already adopted this schedule, and it's having a real impact. For example, The Guardian highlighted a 14-year-old student who moved to a school and reported clear improvements in his mental health. The school's founder, Leanna Barrett, put it best: it's an opportunity for children to explore their passions. Now, a common concern with reducing the number of school days is that students might fall behind academically. But now let's look at the research. The RAND Corporation conducted a major study across Idaho, New Mexico, and Oklahoma, and what did they find? Well, they found that students in 4-day weeks learn just as much or even slightly more than those in traditional schedules. And even more telling, 84% of families and 95% students surveyed said they preferred the 4-day week. Now that we understand the benefits, let's imagine how it might feel in real life. Picture this. You wake up on a Friday morning and there's no school, no early alarm, no rush to the bus. Instead, you can breathe and catch up on life. Now, picture the opposite. You wake up already tired, you drag yourself to school, sit through classes on no sleep, and by the time Friday ends, you're already drained. This is the current reality for millions of students, but it doesn't have to be this way. So as I have explained, a 4-day school week has many benefits. The traditional 5-day school week has contributed to student burnout. On the other hand, this 4-day school week has shown real promise and importance in improving mental health. As a student myself, I know how valuable an extra day can be. I can use that day to rest or just to simply breathe. And I believe every student deserves that chance. Now I know that none of us can change policy overnight, but our voices matter. If you care about student well-being, start by talking about this. Write to your school board, sign petitions. One less day of school is one more day to feel human. Thank you.